In AD 2101, war was beginning. In 1993, so was I, whacking this chunk of plastic into my Mega Drive, not knowing the demons that live within. Zero Wing was a 1989 arcade shoot-'em-up from Japan. It was a side-scroller similar to R-Type and the like. The 80s were filled with shooters, be they top-down or side-scrolling. You can ignore all that though, because I'm going to be looking at the Sega Mega Drive port today. Now, before you Genesis people start asking what happened, this never came out on the Genesis in the United States, so obviously was only available on the Mega Drive of Europe and Asia. So what exactly sets this apart from the other space shooters? The player directs their spacecraft, known as a Zig, through 8 levels. Now, this is one of the games I had on my Mega Drive long before anyone set us up the bomb of the internet, and I played it to death. I never thought it was particularly interesting though, being a 7-year-old who would much rather run through the Emerald Hill Zone or crash a Castle of Illusion. I always thought that the Zig looked kind of like Thunderbird 4. Okay, so anyways, 8 levels of traditionally scaling difficulty. Well, times that by 3 if you want the good ending. Your Zig has many attack options at its disposal, depending on the coloured pickups. You obtain pickups from destroying specific enemies, and they come in the following. Red awards scatter shot, blue gives directional lasers, and green gives homing shots. You can stack power-ups to level 3 by collecting the same colour repeatedly. If you collect another colour though, your weaponry switches to it and is reduced to level 1. You can tell which weaponry your ship has by the colour of your Zig's windows. Obtaining your first power-up will also grant you orbitals. What this amounts to basically is extra guns. They follow your exact movements and are impervious to damage. They can even be used to absorb damage that was directed at you. Basically, obtaining the orbitals and the fully upgraded homing shot means that you can play through the whole game just holding down one button if you avoid the walls. Yep, the walls are your worst enemy because you die in one hit from anything. However, it's not like you really go fast enough to hit any walls most of the time. Just look at this speed. If however you want a challenge, you have further options. If you want, you can draw in opponents with some kind of tractor beam and use them as a makeshift shield. You can also throw them as a weapon. It's pretty much pointless, but you can if you want. What happened?
Somebody set us up the bomb. We get signal!
What?
Main screen turn on!
It's you.
How are you, gentlemen? All your base belong to us. You are on the way to destruction.
What do you say?
You have no chance to survive. Make your time.
Damn it! Take off every Zig. You know what you're doing.
Move, Zig! For great justice.
Damn that Cats. Damn him. How dare he take base without consent? Now, if I can finish. Obviously the story is basically nothing. Some guy that has no explanation tells you that he's taken all your base and you have no time. So one dude must take off every Zig and restore all your base for great justice. Simple? If it wasn't so English up in this bitch, then everyone would have forgotten about this game. This introduction is exclusive to the Mega Drive version of the game, so it's the only place you're going to get motivation. So that's it, the gameplay's simple, the graphics are, well, they're decent, and the music is kind of funky. It's not a huge game, and as an arcade port from the 80s, its narrative was never meant to stand up against the likes of, I don't know, say, Monkey Island. All in all then, it's not an awful game. It's become legendary on the internet for this guy alone, and well, you should play it at least once. It isn't as fun as some of the more famous members of the genre. R-Type wipes the floor with it because it's just much more frenetic. This game's a little too easy as well compared to its peers. Personally, I regretfully traded this in for a copy of World of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck in 1995. If I'd have known it was going to be this huge, I probably would have kept it. But oh well, in 2101 we'll all be flying our Zigs and finally liberating our base anyway. It'll keep you entertained for maybe an hour or two, but it's not something you're going to want to play constantly. It's certainly a game where the internet made it seem more fun than it actually is.
For great justice.